Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dave with Dave's TR4A.com. I know it's been a while since I posted anything, but I wanted to talk a little bit about my next project here. By the way, I hope everybody had a great driving season. It's November 4th, 2018 here, and it's still, actually, we're having like an Indian summer. It's like 56 today, but they're forecasting snow by the 15th. Well, this is just a couple of weeks away, so I think I got my last drive in, I think, for this season. I'm starting to look at projects. So one of the things I did this year was to go to the Cass Kastner 2018 Memorial Race in Pittsburgh, or Pennsylvania, and drove the Triumph out there. Terrific trip. The car ran perfectly. We had, but one of the guys there called Chamber of Commerce Weather. It was just beautiful. Met a lot of guys face to face that I'd emailed with over the years, and it was just a great time. If you ever get a chance to go to one of these events, by all means, try to do it. So anyway, back to my projects here. One of the things that was pointed out to me is that this throttle shaft is not assembled correctly. This bracket with this tip on it is actually upside down. It should be flipped around to where this point is underneath the choke rod here. So I got to take this carburetor off to do that. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit. I just went out for a little spin and it's a little hot, so I don't want to get gas all over the exhaust. So there's that. But the main reason that I'm going to work on the throttle is I bought one of these Ratco low car throttle cable conversion kits. So I'm going to put that on because I have this nut down here is the pivot for the throttle. And if I move the throttle, you can see the bolts actually moving. Not good. So I'm losing quite a bit of throw there. Plus, I don't know if you can see it here, but right here, right there, I don't know if I can zoom in or not. That's not good. Oh, there it is. Okay. If I move, you can see I had to notch the my heat shield to get this bracket here to fit, to go all the way back to idle. Maybe that's something to do with the fact that I got that throttle shaft on backwards. I don't know. But anyway, that's going when I put this new throttle kit in. So first thing I'm going to do is take this guy off, flip this around, and get the throttle linkage, or this throttle between the two carbs oriented correctly. This is coming off. This is coming off. And then on the throttle here, this ball socket thing's coming off, and all that linkage goes away. So anyway, I'm going to do that, and when I come back, hopefully the throttle shaft will be corrected. With the magic of YouTube, I'll be right back. Comments. Hey, so here's the throttle linkage that I took out. It's kind of hard to move this with one hand, but this bell crank is really worn out. Actually, it's the hole in this bracket that goes between the carburetors is pretty bad. I guess there's some, if I had like a lathe or something here, I guess I could probably, in a drill press or something, I could ream this out with. I could probably come up with some kind of a bush, drill it out and put make a bushing to go in the hole. But I think this throttle cable is going to be a better way to go. So, because every one of these little balls has got some slop in it, so it just all adds up to kind of a sloppy throttle linkage. So I still have to turn that guy around, but I think I'm just going to wait a little bit longer till the engine cools down some more. So I'll be back. Okay, so I have the bracket flipped around for the throttles, but these bolts, I don't know, I got like different size, and I think they're supposed to have washers underneath the heads of the bolts too, so, and those are missing. So I think I'm going to go up to the hardware store next week sometime here on the way home and stop and get 4 new sets of bolts and nuts and washers for these 2 shafts and get that out of the way. So, but anyway, I got it pretty much ready to go for the installation now. So that's it for now. So, you know, I was just looking at something. Here's the bracket that mounts on the firewall that the the throttle lever, you know, down here, like rides up and down on this slot. And then this hole, if you can see that hole there, is where the front end of the low car cable goes. So if I put this down here, and, you know, kind of position it just temporarily there. Oh, shoot, you can't really see it. I have to get some better light. Okay, so now I got a light down there. Well, thought I did. Anyway, what I was trying to show you was I have a Remington TR stainless steel 4-into-2 exhaust header there, and I meant to put wrap on it. I do have a wrap kit that I just haven't put on yet. So it looks like one project begets another here. So what I'm going to have to do is take off the intake manifold here, wrap the headers just to protect that cable, I think, which I should probably do that anyway. So unfortunately, if you look here, the heater hoses go right over the top of where I got to put this bracket in. So I'm going to have to take the heater hoses loose, which is okay because this has the original coolant in it from 3 years ago, and I probably should drain that and flush the system. So that's another project. And while I'm doing that, I need to take the radiator out because I have a leak. I don't know if you can see it here. Hold on a second. Sorry for jumping around. So I have a leak, and I think it's an oil leak, and I think it's the seal around the crankshaft in the front. So that means I got to take the radiator out, the fan, the electric fan, and everything to get to that, to replace that seal. And while I'm doing that, I might as well take off the oil pan and make sure I can get my oil temperature gauge center unit in the hole on the side of the oil pan. And while I got that out, when I went to the race in Pennsylvania, I met Steve Yacht, and he makes a heavy-duty oil pump for the 4-cylinder engine. So I bought one of those from him while I was there, so I can put that in. So a lot of things to do this winter. But anyway, just thought I'd get this wrapped up so I could post it. But I'll be having multiple parts to this as I go through these projects. So just want to let you guys know.